is an introduction to using Survey123 for GIS from the standpoint of gathering data, looking at your data, in other words analysis, and then sharing your data. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to sign in. Now once you're signed in, what we're going to do today very quickly is I'm going to go through creating a new survey process, and then we're going to look at one that's already been created and how to move from there. So again, to create one, we're going to go up here, click Create New Survey. We're going to use the web designer. That's probably the easiest. Click on Get Started. We're going to give it a name. And this is Example Holiday Survey. We're going to put on this tag, you have to do this, holiday, and this will simply be class example. Okay, now we're going to create. Now what it'll do is bring you to this, essentially your basic template here. Now I'm going to shrink this a little bit so we can see all of the buttons. Move this up. And what's very important on this one is that we notice the saved, preview, and publish here. It's kind of an important part of this product. So here we go. We're going to begin. The easiest thing here is we're going to say, we're going to put a type of question here. And so what I'd like is a single line text. I'm going to drag it over. And the question's title is going to be something along the lines of, okay, this is the survey description, and this is a survey for holiday decorating. Okay, and so we're going to save, and you'll see it here, untitled question. And again, here's the label, and we're going to now say this is going to be our demographics. And so we're going to say, please enter your home, or let's do permanent residence zip code. And again, we're going to say preview. You'll see it here, and that looks good. Close that, and we're going to hit save. So now we've got a question here. Now we're going to go to add, and in this case we're going to use a Likert scale, and I'm going to drag that over, and we drop it. Oop, it didn't quite drop right. And now again, you'll notice I've put this one here, and we're going to go into the untitled question, and this is going to be and this is not a good Likert question. How, or let's do decorating the outside of the house is the most important area to decorate during the holidays. Now again, that is not a good Likert question, but what I want to focus on is the question goes here, and then in this case we don't need a hint. Again, this is our label, and you can, if you want to, you can say please state how strongly you disagree or agree with the above statement. you'll notice that it allows us to have a 3, 5, or 7 Likert category. You notice if I go to this, it's going to give us the somewhats. If I go to this, it's going to give us the stronglys. And if I go to 3, it's just going to give us a disagree, agree, or neutral. So I'm going to go with a 5. And again, we're going to hit save. And now our survey has been saved. And again, please note, I'm going to move this around. I want this to go first. I'm going to drag this up. And so now the zip code is first. This is second. It is important to understand the zip code I'm going to be using to geocode later on. This will also generate the GPS coordinate for when this is collected. Okay, so I've got a couple of questions in here. I'm going to add one more. I'm going to talk a little bit about this. You'll notice that you can actually do drop downs, single choice grids, single choice, and then we'll do probably this one next. We're going to drag this over, and it's going to say untitled question, which of the following is present in the room with a Christmas? Which of the following is present on your Christmas tree? Now you'll notice here that in this question, this is a single choice. So they can only pick one of these, or you can allow other. Okay? If you have a which that you have multiple responses to, you might want to, instead of using this one, and again I'm going to delete this one because I don't like, because I realize that I really need multiple options. I'm going to delete it, and then I'm going to go back, and in this case what I'm going to allow is multiple choices. In other words, here they can select all that apply. So I'm going to drag it over, and I'm going to say which of the following are present on your Christmas tree. Select all that apply. Please, we don't need that, we've kind of set it in there, and I'm going to say tinsel, lights, ornaments. Of course, they have all those, and we're going to allow other. Now, I'm going to say preview. Want to see what this looks like. There it is. Okay. And you'll notice that in this one, the other did not appear, so I want to check that so that it is there. And we're going to now hit save. Now, once you've got this done and you are comfortable with what you're doing, you're going to now click on Publish. And I'm going to go here, click on Publish. What is important now is I'm going to go back to this. This is my overview. And it says there's no records, please check again later. That's fine. I want to now click on Collaborate. And the most important thing is this survey is opens in browser directly. Everyone can submit. And allow multiple submissions. That's up to you. Usually we want a single submission per submitter. But the problem with that is that if you're using a phone, that would mean that they would have to use their own phone. So that's why I often do this. That way I can give the phone to the user. The other very important piece is to click on the viewer, and we want to be able to look at these views in class. So I'm going to select everyone here or members of our organization. And so I'm going to click on everyone. That will allow me to use it. And we're going to click Save. Now once this is done, what I want to do is we're now going to look at our surveys. I want to show you a couple important ideas. So what I just created was this one, and you'll notice that it has this kind of blue format on the front of it. This one here and this one here, these are two that have been collected, and what we have here are surveys that have a little, now they have a little data analytics at the bottom. And so I'm going to click on this one here, and it is the Thanksgiving survey. Okay, so I'm going to click on this one. And what you'll notice is now you have the demographics, the time at residence, etc. So all of your data, as they are added, appear here. That's the important part about this. The other thing that we can do, now I'm looking at it this way, you'll notice that I can also look at this in terms of its location, if we were so inclined. Some of these have that piece of information. But most importantly, I want to go back, and here are our data sets. Each of the questions is available here. The other piece, though, again, I'm going to go back to this. Total participants, total records, total participants. Notice that was a single phone use. First submitted on, last submitted on. This is kind of our overview of the information. When we look at it in terms of our data, you'll notice that it appears actually as a geospatial database. It gives us time at residence. Please rate your kind of your information here. The other thing, though, please note that what this has is our category label. And so in terms of the database, you're going to want to link your actual questions to that. And so I'm going to kind of scroll down, and you'll see that all of this information exists there. The other problem that we see with this data set is that we have our zip codes here that are demographics, but in fact when these were done, you'll notice kind of where this is, by the way, that happens to be at 00. This was not enabled as a GPS collector on the phone, and so sometimes we have to be very careful about whether our phone is allowing the data to be collected that way. Okay, again, most important thing in your surveys, again, I'm going to go back to this one that I just created. Most important idea in our Collaborate is that we allow the survey results to be seen by everyone. That allows me to grade your assignment. All right, that's it for today. We'll go back into some of the details on this in a later exercise.